Okay. Yeah?
So let's have a look at the starting grid for Ginny Rotax Heat 3. So once again, it is going to be Ethan Jeff Hall that leads the field onto the sighting and formation lap. Max Knappen will be alongside on the front row. Thomas Strauver rounds out the top three, and we'll have Fahin Mega, who won Heat 2 just a few moments ago. That's row 2. Row 3 is Mathis Turlo and Kai Rielert. Janis Diak and Bruno Molders complete the top 8. And we've also got Mikkel Pedersen and Alberto Kiko Fracassi, who complete the top 10. Magnus Pedersen, Rafael Renhofer, Kasper Schulmans, Austin Lee, Daniel Sugar, Danny Shields, Nick Gerhardt, Chloe Chong, Guy Albag, Vic Stevens, Richard Thomas, and Jochen Schultz round out the 22 that will go into this 7-minute So it's now going to be a case of who is going to control proceedings. Fahin Mega looks to be the danger driver here this weekend, but everyone else has to be on their A game. It's been a difficult one today for Ethan Jeff Hall. Max Knappen has also had his fair share of trials and tribulations, especially in heat number 2, where he finished 11th. Ethan Jeff Hall actually recovered to finish in 10th place. Austin Lee needs to make a little bit of inroads. He's had 2 difficult races. The chain going off in the first one, an incident behind that actually loosened the exhaust on the back of the 223's cart. He starts on the outside of row number 7. So coming through into the final corner. They now start to split. They go into the tram lines. The revs rise. The lights go out. We are off and racing. And a good start by not just Ethan Jeff Hall, but Thomas Strauver, who is right up his back bumper into turn 2 for the first time. Jeff Hall trying to keep a hold of the lead, and someone's gone around in the background. But Jeff Hall keeps the lead. Max Knappen still in second. Thomas Strauver rounds out. Well, I'm not too sure what's happened to Thomas Strauver. I think he's probably a little bit further down the order. He's actually along with Kai Rielert, and Strauven gets ahead as more drivers. Austin Lee looks to have a better time at this time around. He's trying to battle away with Kasper Schulmans a little bit further down the order as they all go through into this chicane complex. And that is Mathis Turlo that's just dropped a handful of positions. He's dropped a couple of positions because now Ethan Jeff Hall stays in the lead at the moment, ahead of ahead of Max Knappen. Mathis Turlo completes the top 3, but for how much longer? Because Fahin Mega goes up the inside. But then Turlo capitalises on a slight unforced error from Fahin Mega to retake 3rd position. Ethan Jeff Hall now has exactly what he wanted in the first 2 heats, and he didn't quite get that in his pocket, but now he's got a lead. And the lead is 8.5 tenths of a second between him and Max Knappen. Mathis Turlo battling away with Fahin Mega for P3. And a little bit further back, Kai Rielert is being attacked from all sides, with the likes of Thomas Strauver. Mikkel Pedersen has got ahead of the 274 from Belgium. And in that mix, you've probably got the likes of Rafael Renhofer, Bruno Molders, Nick Gerhardt. Alberto Kiko Fracassi having a weekend to forget as the Italian at the moment, down in 16th, just ahead of Chloe Chong and Danny Shields, as there goes Fahin Mega up the inside of Turlo, who uses the inside line, punches the throttle down hard and slingshots his way past the German through that right-hand complex into the final chicane on the circuit. So out of the final corner, Ethan Jeff Hall leads the way. Gap was 8.5 tenths of a second. It's now 1.5. He's nigh on doubled it as the youngster from the United Kingdom, and he's put in a 1 minute 5.438. Max Knappen and Matthias Turlo round out the top three for the Netherlands. Kai Rilets is in the trenches as Thomas Strauver looks to go up the inside of his countryman and gets the job done before they even hit the left-hander here at turn number 4. Bruno Mulders is very much part and parcel of that. As all, there's a bit of tussling between Kasper Schormans and I think that was Bruno Mulders coming out of the chicane. There's Janis Stiak going up the inside of one of the JJ Racing cars. Looks to be Bruno Mulders, so they seem to be swapping positions like nobody's business. And there is Stiak, and he's past Kai Rilets of all people. Rafael Henhofer is not too far adrift either. Mulders and Schormans is very much in the thick of things, but all 22 drivers still circulating at the moment. We're about to complete lap number 3 as Ethan Jeff Hall continues to lead. Max Knappen is being chased down. Farin Mega is closing to within half a second. Matthias Turlo and Mikkel Pedersen were now on side by side going through across the start-finish line. And there's more dramas here. Kasper Schormans getting a bit of elbows out there, and Bruno Mulders hangs on and keeps it pinned. Kai Rilets is trying to go toe-to-toe and nearly goes into the back end. Was trying to overtake Kasper Schormans. Now this circuit here is one that a lot of the drivers have yet to race at before. So this is a new experience for them. And so are these wet weather conditions here at this circuit. But Rilets is doing his level best to try and get past. He finished P3 in Heat 2. It's going to be a difficult one for him. And don't tell me, more dramas for Austin Lee in the 2-2-3 from Germany. There is a kart that I've just spotted. Double waved yellows coming out of the penultimate right-hander before the right-hander before the chicane. But Ethan Jeff Hall is leading the way. Guy Albag out of the race, and Austin Lee. It has been a third successive retirement for the youngster based out of Wiesendorf. So a real shame for him. It has not gone right for Austin Lee at all this weekend. I know for a fact there'll be plenty of fight in that young man come tomorrow. As Farin Mega closing in on Max Knappen, trying to go through and get second. That's the 217 of Guy Albag's kart there. As Max Knappen has opened the door and Farin Mega gets through, gets a little bit of an assist there from Max Knappen as they both punch the throttle coming out of the right-hander. Out of the final corner they come once again. And Magnus Pedersen looks to be the next casualty. The Dane in the 247 was running 20th. Looks to be out of this race as this battle here for P3 really heating up. Mikkel Pedersen just behind Max Knappen. And Pedersen in 4th place. This is actually the battle for second on the road as we head into the last 60 seconds of this race. Mega keeping ahead of Knappen at the moment, not letting the 248 get past, but what they have to do is work a little bit together here to not give the opportunity to Mikkel Pedersen from Denmark just behind. Matthias Turlo is trying to close in on them. Mikkel Pedersen actually set the fastest lap of the race last time around, a 1 minute 5.147, as we head into the last 40 seconds of this race, plus an additional lap of their heat stay. So we look to have a new race winner on the verge of being crowned here in race 3. And there is Ethan Jeff Hall, and Mega, Knappen and Pedersen cross the line. They were covered. Well, Knappen's actually... there is an issue with Ethan Jeff Hall's transponder. So he is still leading. He's not gone off the circuit, I guarantee you that much, because I can see that on my screen here at the moment. So Magnus Pedersen out on lap 4, Austin Lee and Guy Albag out on lap number 3. So the timer has expired. we have just one more lap after this one. And Ethan Jeff Hall has done exactly what he's needed to do. Lead from the front and don't look back. Put the blinkers on. And that young man, based out of the United Kingdom, has done exactly that. So, one more lap to go, 1.315 kilometres. Around about 800, well, 1.3 kilometres. That is effectively about 800 yards or so. So, Ethan Jeff Hall leading the way. And Fine Mega still showing in second position. Max Knappen in third, Mikkel Pedersen in fourth. There have been a couple of penalties issued. The 2.72, Alberto Kiko Fracassi gets a 3-second time penalty for breaking formation, as does Richard Thomas in the 222. But it has been a sterling performance by Great Britain's Ethan Jeff Hall, who is literally just a couple of corners away from taking the checkered and will win the race by a little bit of a comfortable margin. He comes out of the final corner. Ethan Jeff Hall wins the race. Fine Mega will take second ahead of Max Knappen. And Mikkel Pedersen rounds out the top four. Apologies for the slight issue there with the timing. Not too sure what happened, but there's a slight issue, I think, when Jeff Hall's transponder started dropping down the order, but he was still out on track. But Ethan Jeff Hall takes the victory. 3 retirements in this race. Magnus Pedersen, Austin Lee and Guy Alberg, unfortunately, not making it to the checkered after what would be 8 laps of racing. But let's have a look at the results. Ethan Jeff Hall, your race victor, ahead of Germany's Fine Mega. Max Knappen rounds out the top 3 ahead of Mikkel Pedersen from Denmark, with the Netherlands' Matthijs Turlo completing the top 5. Janis Diak in 6th ahead of Rafael Renhofer, with Kasper Schomans, Vic Stevens and Nick Gerhards rounding out the top 10. Bruno Mulders, Daniel Sugar, Kai Rille sending up in 13th. That's uncharacteristic for him. So he will look to get back onto top form for tomorrow. Alberto Kiko Fracassi will get a penalty post-race, as will Richard Thomas. So that will drop them out of the top 15. On the road, they were followed by Thomas Strauven, Chloe Chong, Johan Schultz and Danny Shields.